Welcome back to our complete guide to starting a profitable poultry farm as a side hustle. Whether you're just tuning in or you've been following along from the beginning, you're in the right place if you're serious about raising healthy, productive chickens and turning your passion into profit. Today, we're talking about the three most critical aspects of poultry farming, which are the backbone of a successful operation. If you've ever wondered how to keep your chickens disease-free, maximize their growth, and secure your investment, this is the part you've been waiting for. And if you've missed any of the earlier parts in this series, don't worry. I've linked them all in the description below. Trust me, they're worth watching, especially if you're a beginner looking for practical step-by-step guidance. So stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge to confidently take your poultry farm to the next level. Let's get started with biosecurity, which is the backbone of any successful poultry farm, whether you're starting small as a side hustle or running a large-scale operation. It's all about safeguarding your flock from diseases that can devastate your birds and wipe out your investment. For beginners, understanding and consistently applying biosecurity measures is absolutely critical. Let me take you through practical steps to help you keep your chickens safe from disease outbreak. First, think of biosecurity as a shield. It's designed to stop diseases from entering your farm, spreading among your flock, or leaving your farm to infect others. Diseases can sneak in through new birds, visitors, contaminated equipment, wild animals, pests, or even your own actions. Preventing these threats is not just easier than treating sick birds, it's also much cheaper. When bringing in new birds, always quarantine them for at least 2 to 4 weeks before mixing them with your existing flock. This means housing them in a completely separate area where you can monitor them for signs of illness, such as unusual droppings, coughing, or lethargy. Use separate feeders and drinkers for the quarantined birds to eliminate any chance of cross-contamination. It's also essential to source your birds wisely. Always buy chicks or chickens from reputable hatcheries or breeders with strong health practices. Ask about their health records and avoid shortcuts. A reliable source is your first defense against disease outbreaks. Visitors can also bring pathogens onto your farm, so access to your poultry area must be restricted. Only essential people, such as farm workers or veterinarians, should enter the chicken housing areas. At entry points, provide foot baths filled with disinfectant and ensure that anyone entering wears clean protective clothing, such as coveralls and boots. Educating visitors about your biosecurity measures and why they're necessary is a good way to reinforce these practices. Keeping your farm environment clean is equally important. Regularly disinfect equipment like feeders, drinkers, and tools. Don't share equipment between different flocks or farms, as this increases the risk of contamination. Feed and water should always be clean and stored securely to prevent contamination by rodents, wild birds, or insects. When it comes to waste, dispose of manure and other waste far from your flock. If composting is your method of disposal, ensure the composting area is well away from the chicken house. Wild birds, rodents, and predators can carry diseases into your farm. Protect your flock by securing the coop with wire mesh and controlling pests with traps or bait stations, keeping safety in mind. The area surrounding the poultry house should also be kept clean and free of stagnant water, as this attracts pests. Regular monitoring of your flock is a simple but effective biosecurity measure. Conduct daily checks for signs of illness, such as drooping wings, difficulty breathing, or reduced appetite. If a bird looks unwell, isolate it immediately and consult a veterinarian. Early detection can make all the difference in containing potential outbreaks. Additionally, biosecurity extends to transporting birds and equipment. Always clean and disinfect transport vehicles and crates before and after use. Never mix chickens from different sources during transport, as this can introduce diseases. For beginners, maintaining biosecurity may seem like a lot at first, but it's an essential part of poultry farming. A single disease outbreak can destroy your entire flock in days, causing financial loss and emotional stress. By adopting these measures, you're protecting your chickens, securing your investment, and laying a strong foundation for long-term success. Remember, biosecurity isn't a one-time task. It's a daily commitment to safeguarding your flock and your business. Prevention is always better than cure, and the small efforts you make each day can save you significant losses in the future. Keep your shield up, and your farm will thrive. Before we get deeper, let's take a moment to hit that like button and share this video with anyone you know who's interested in poultry farming. Your support helps grow this channel and ensures we can keep bringing you valuable tips, insights to make your poultry farm a success. Let's spread the knowledge and help others get started too. Now, let's get back to it. As we've emphasized, biosecurity is your first line of defense in protecting your poultry farm. However, even with the strictest biosecurity measures, diseases can sometimes find a way in. This is where vaccination becomes an essential part of your strategy. Vaccination is not just about protecting individual chickens, it's about safeguarding your entire flock and ensuring the success of your farming venture. Let's delve into why vaccination is critical and how to approach it as a beginner. Vaccines prepare your chickens' immune systems to fight off specific diseases, acting as a protective shield that boosts their natural defenses. Poultry are particularly vulnerable to a range of diseases that spread quickly and can cause devastating losses. Vaccinating your flock against common illnesses such as Newcastle disease, Marek's disease, and infectious bronchitis is a proactive step to reduce this risk and ensure your birds remain healthy and productive. For beginners, it's important to understand that vaccination schedules are not one size fits all. The diseases your flock is most likely to encounter will depend on your region, the type of chickens you're raising, and whether you're running a broiler, layer, dual purpose, or local chicken operation. Consulting with your local hatchery or veterinarian is vital. They can provide a tailored vaccination schedule that aligns with your specific circumstances. Typically, vaccination begins early, sometimes even at the hatchery. For example, Marek's disease vaccine is often administered to chicks within the first day of life. Newcastle disease and infectious bronchitis vaccines follow shortly after, usually within the first week. These diseases are highly contagious and can spread rapidly if not controlled, so early protection is crucial. As your flock grows, additional vaccines may be required at different stages of development. For instance, booster vaccines for Newcastle disease might be necessary to maintain immunity. Layers, in particular, may require additional vaccinations to protect against diseases that affect egg production and quality. Understanding these timelines and staying consistent with them is key to keeping your birds healthy. Administering vaccines might seem intimidating at first, but it's an essential skill every poultry farmer should master to safeguard their flock from common and potentially devastating diseases. While the process may seem complicated, with practice and careful attention to detail, you can handle vaccinations confidently and effectively. Let's explore how to administer vaccines for some of the most common poultry diseases, such as Newcastle disease, fowlpox, fowl typhoid, and infectious bronchitis, while emphasizing proper techniques and best practices. Vaccines can be administered in several ways depending on the type of disease and the specific vaccine. For Newcastle disease, one of the most common and deadly poultry diseases, vaccination is often done through drinking water or eye drops. The drinking water method is convenient for vaccinating large flocks, but it requires preparing the water correctly. You must withhold water for a few hours before administering the vaccine to ensure the birds are thirsty and consume it promptly. Always use clean, chlorine-free water, as chlorine can inactivate the vaccine. The eye drop method, on the other hand, is precise and ensures each bird receives the correct dose. With this method, you place one drop of the vaccine into the bird's eye, ensuring it blinks to absorb the vaccine. For fowlpox, a viral disease that causes scabby lesions on a chicken's skin and mouth, the vaccine is typically administered using a wing web stab. This involves a small applicator or needle dipped into the vaccine and pricked through the thin, featherless skin of the bird's wing web. The vaccine is usually given once in a chicken's lifetime, typically during the growing stage. Fowl typhoid, a bacterial disease, is commonly vaccinated against using an injectable vaccine. This requires precise handling and sterile equipment to prevent contamination or improper dosage. For small-scale farmers, it might be best to consult a veterinarian for assistance or training on injection techniques. Administer the vaccine in the recommended location, usually the breast or thigh muscle, using a clean syringe. Proper disposal of used needles and syringes is also critical to maintain biosecurity. For infectious bronchitis, a highly contagious respiratory disease, the vaccine is often administered as a spray. This This method is particularly effective for vaccinating large flocks in a short period. The spray creates a fine mist that birds inhale, allowing the vaccine to target their respiratory system directly. When using the spray method, it's crucial to follow the manufacturer's instructions regarding spray concentration and distance. No matter the type of vaccine or the method of administration, handling vaccines correctly is crucial to their effectiveness. Always store vaccines in a cool, dark place, typically in a refrigerator at the temperature specified by the manufacturer. Exposure to heat, light, or incorrect storage conditions can render the vaccine ineffective. Additionally, vaccines often come with a short shelf life once opened, so use them within the recommended time frame to avoid wastage. If you're new to administering vaccines, don't hesitate to seek guidance from an experienced farmer or a veterinarian. Watching a demonstration or practicing under supervision can help you build confidence and ensure you're using the correct techniques. Remember, the health and productivity of your flock depend on your ability to vaccinate them properly. Equally important is record keeping. Maintain a detailed log of all vaccinations, noting the type of vaccine, the date it was administered, and the batch number. Vaccination, paired with strong biosecurity measures, creates a robust defense against the major threats to your flock. Together, they form a comprehensive strategy that significantly reduces your risk of disease outbreaks and ensures your chickens grow healthy. Remember, prevention is always better than cure, and investing in vaccination is an investment in the future of your farm. While vaccinations and biosecurity form the backbone of disease prevention, another equally important pillar of poultry farming is proper nutrition. A well-fed chicken is a healthy chicken, and good nutrition supports the immunity that vaccines help build. Without the right feed, even the best efforts at biosecurity and vaccination may fall short, as malnourished birds are more vulnerable to stress, disease, and poor productivity. Feeding your chickens well means giving the right type of feed at the right stage of their growth and in the right amount. Always ensure your chickens have access to clean, fresh water alongside their feed, as water is essential for digestion and overall health. Monitor their feeding closely and adjust as necessary, ensuring every bird gets its share. And that brings us to the end of part 5 of our complete guide to starting a poultry farm as a side hustle. If you've missed the earlier parts of this series, I highly encourage you to check them out. They're packed with practical tips and advice to guide you every step of the way. You'll find all the links in the description below. And don't forget, there's more to come. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss part 6. If you're serious about succeeding in this venture, you won't want to miss it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.